Hello, friends and true believers. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Chris Machete Cocker, and I am your favorite comic book artist / cult leader. And tonight, because Christmas is upon us, we are in December. Merry Christmas, everyone. We are going to do a deep dive into Black Christmas. Let's do it for the...
A high school girl's been murdered. Mr. Harrison's daughter is missing. And now at the house where she lives, the other girls are getting obscene phone calls.
Yeah, what I've done is I've tapped his phone so that when it rings, it'll ring at the station house, too.
There was a little girl murdered over in the park tonight.
Yes, I heard.
Your phone's ringing.
Hello?
Hey, Mommy. There's a baby. Baby, all right, Mom.
Hello? Who's there?
I know, baby. You answer me, it's bad. Mommy. Come here.
Where's Agnes?
You won't.
Why are you doing this?
This is Graham. It's group 140, terminal 55.
Remember those idyllic scenes out of your childhood? Crisp winter nights, star bright, sleigh bells, crackling Yule logs, candlelight glistening off of shimmering Christmas trees, chestnuts roasting over open fires, carolers beneath snow-covered window ledges. Remember those. Remember them well. After Black Christmas, they'll never be the same again. Black Christmas, starring Olivia Hussey, Keir Dullea, Margot Kidder, and starring John Saxon as Lieutenant Fuller. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
Wow. So now that you're up to speed and you're in the mood, that is Black Christmas, original 1974, excuse me, by Bob Clark. Strangely enough and funny enough, he went on to do Christmas Story later on. Another great movie, another one of my favorites. So, initially, here's what I want to say also about this movie. Has been done twice after this one. So there's 3 of them in total. One is 2006, where they kind of back it up and do an origin story, which Bob Clark okayed and thought that was cool. The newest one, they changed the whole. It has nothing to do with the original. It's supposed to be a girl power movie, and I disagree. I think that the first one is a girl power movie, and I'm going to explain why. The newest version of it is terrible. I haven't seen anybody recommend it online. It's just really bad. So unfortunately, that happens to a lot of movies where they're trying to do what they feel is the right thing, but they're not. This is a girl power movie. No mistake, and I'm gonna tell you why on the way through, my friends. 1974, Bob Clark. This was filmed in Toronto and based in Toronto. So we got the double whammy of Toronto there. You actually see the Tower of Trinity College a lot, or in the outdoor scenes, especially when the one father's looking for his daughter who's been bagged. Now, I am going to get flagged for this video. I have been getting flagged for a lot of my other videos. I don't care. I'm not trying to make $1 million off this. I don't monetize my videos anyway. Hopefully, you're not seeing a lot of ads. So anyway, the father of the daughter that got bagged. That's what I'm going to say. I might even get away with that. She got bagged. Okay, because that in the remake, the second one, everyone goes down by the bag. It's a whole lot of bagging going on. Anyway, we're going to focus on 1974, Black Christmas. Wow, and this you notice if you watch the trailer there, the camera shots. This is one of the very first slasher films. This film inspired Halloween. There's so many shots, especially there's one, I don't have it, but it's over the railing, and you just picture Michael Myers at the top. It looks like it's joint right from it. Again, this is one of those movies that was done back in the 70s. I love 70s horror movies. They are my favorite. They are my jam. I'm so hooked on them right now. It's ridiculous. The thing I like about these old horror movies in the 70s, this one was done with a budget of $686,000. There's no room for error. There's no extra poof to it. There's no, digital effects coming in after we're done shooting. No, man, they did this. They did this right, and they prepared for it. And the director and producer and all the actors bought into it. And this is the kind of stuff that I love because they get it right. It's awesome. Some of the most iconic shots are in this movie. And if you haven't seen this movie, yes, there are cheesy spots in there. But as a whole, this was an earth-shattering, generation-breaking horror movie in the slasher genre. Excuse me. Let's move on. So this is cool too because there's a lot of actresses and in here. Margot Kidder is in here and plays an amazing. She does a really good job as the character Barb. She's an alcoholic and she's so funny. I'm forgetting that we do have pictures here. So here's Margot Kidder there talking on the phone, and she pulls off an amazing performance here. Behind her is Olivia Hussey, and beside her is SNL alum Andrea Martin. And what a thrill to see Andrea Martin play something half-ass serious, right? Some of these early films that a lot of these popular actresses today, they started off in these slasher films, and the males did too. Johnny Depp, Kevin Bacon, Jamie Lee Curtis, the Scream Queen. But for now we have Margot Kidder, who did Lois Lane in the early Superman, right? I think that's her biggest claim to fame. I think it is. I believe it is. So we have her in there, and Andrea Martin, as I mentioned, and Olivia Hussey, who she didn't go on to do too much, I don't think. But there's one thing that we noticed in this movie, just as a little Easter egg, is this shirt she was wearing. We were trying to figure out if there's any significance to it. You can see it there on the right. I see an X in the middle of it. But other than that, is it saying, okay, she's going to survive? She's going to be the only one that survives, or is she going to be the first one to go? Because we know she's not, because when we see this, she's not. But I just thought that was if anybody has any thoughts or any influence on that, that'd be amazing. Sorry, one thing I'm just going to sidebar right here is we're not actually live for Machete Comics anymore because we have gotten very busy here in the studio. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm not complaining, but this is from Machete Studios, so Comics, okay? So we're not live. I apologize if I'm not clicking on and hitting you guys folks right away. I will come on after and answer any questions, but I love to hear stuff from you. This movie is awesome. How about those stars in it? So we also have John Saxon, and was the police officer in one of the Halloween movies, and I think other ones. But what a heavy metal name, John Saxon. I love it. And Keir Dullea, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And he was, sorry, I can't do that for you, Dave. He was Dave in 2001 Space Odyssey. So there's a Kubrick connection. And I love my Kubrick connections, my friends. I really, really do. The other sidebar, I just picked up The Shining by Stephen King. And no, I've never read it. I know. Sidebar. Okay. Moving on with Black Christmas. The stars in it, they're new. They're awesome. The budget, it's very low. They got to do it right, and boy, did they ever! Did they ever! This movie influenced so many other movies, as I mentioned. Halloween, especially. John Carpenter even had a conversation with Bob Clark after, apparently, and he was saying to him, you know, if you could go and do this, if you could continue this movie and do a part 2, Bob Clark, what would you do? And Bob Clark apparently said he would like to do one for every holiday. So, and I think that's been done now. The funny thing is that back in 1974, we didn't have the Leprechaun. We didn't have April Fool's Day. You know what I mean? We didn't have Friday the 13th. This was a new kind of thing. So Bob Clark actually had a really cool idea. Killer Easter Bunny, Killer Santa Claus, Killer Elves. Man, that would have been pretty cool. So I obviously, and Bob Clark mentioned Halloween. So John Carpenter went ahead with his idea, and it was amazing. It was just great. Of course, you all know I love Halloween. Now, as I mentioned, the girl power. Now, here's our cast, our main cast. Look at all these ladies. Look at the lady in the middle. I don't have her name written down. I apologize. But in the second film, in 2006, when they do one of the remakes, Andrea Martin plays the older lady's role, the house mother, which is pretty hilarious in itself. So the house mother in the middle is a very awesome, again, comedic character. She's an alcoholic. She stashes booze all over the place. In one scene, she's fishing out a Mickey from a toilet, from the top of a toilet. Wow, that's some funny stuff. So her character is really, really cool. And as I mentioned, Margot Kidder's character is awesome as well. And then Andrea Martin I just enjoyed seeing Andrea Martin young doing something that wasn't like Skitwise from SCTV. I was waiting for John Candy to enter the scene. Huh? It was revealed that John Candy is the killer. No, he's not. So the girl power in this. Now, these were all the ladies that were in the movie. Now, again, there's one other thing I forgot to mention off the hop. There is an abortion issue in this movie that I'm just going to skip over top of entirely. So moving on, there is a male character who is the boyfriend of Olivia Hussey, second, or the one in the middle there. And the boyfriend is he cries all the time. He plays a piano. I don't have a picture of him here, unfortunately. I should have grabbed a shot of him. But he's played by Keir Dullea, and that is the same character that plays Dave on 2001: Space Odyssey. And he is the wussiest dude. He's playing his piano and he's auditioning and he's really into it, which is cool. But his character is crying, and when he doesn't make the pass the submissions or his test, he smashes his piano. He calls her up crying, and yeah, so she's the stronger character, and she is the stronger part of their relationship. And when the phone calls start coming in, this is great. So off the very beginning, we have our first. It's the first kill, but it's not right off the beginning. It's near the beginning. So I'm trying to find our bagged lady here, and I know our producer did a great job of this. So there it is there. Wow, look at that. So there's another iconic scene, right? And then a funny sidebar to this movie and to this scene is, oh man, I didn't write her name down. I forget her name. You will recognize her as well. But she was a semi-pro swimmer. So she could hold her breath for a really, really long time. So that was part of the key for her doing that, was those scenes, was holding her breath. And she did that. So when you see her in there, that's not a stunt double or anything. That's her, and she's holding her breath. So they had to keep her through there for a while. She was in there for a bit. So this is iconic here. And she's in the window in the attic through this whole movie. The scenes of her through the window are fantastic. It just makes me want to draw and plan out these scary, spooky scenes. Again, when you don't have a large budget to rely on, you're going to really make some wicked movies and stories because the pressure's on. I love this stuff. Okay, so that is iconic there. So she's the first one that gets killed, and these phone calls are coming in, as I mentioned. And the dude is so rude. These phone calls, I can't play the phone calls on here, obviously, because they're just so rude. But there's our main character taking the calls, and the dude's talking about private parts of himself and a woman, and telling he's going to bag them basically, and take them out of the situation. And the calls get worse and worse. So as we go on, the police get involved and such. And little do they know that she's upstairs here. So I don't want to give too much of the movie away, so you're just following around exactly what happened. But one of our main things is these phone calls that come in of the killer pranking these girls and scaring the crap out of them. Now, as this is going on, we have a side story of this teenage girl who's disappeared. So it ties into what we're looking at with our main killer. We're wondering who the main killer is already, and has he taken out this teenage girl as well? I'm going to warn you along the way. They also make it look, the boyfriend, the wussy boyfriend, is also blamed for a lot of things going on here too. But I'm not going to tell you what goes on with that. So the music is another thing that I thought was really, really well done in this. I loved the way that they I love the way that they put real nice Silent Night music, Christmas music behind some really dark imagery. Now there isn't a lot of blood and guts in this, which is another thing that I really enjoyed. It wasn't chock full of gore. You know, again, extra money. Let's throw it into the gore and the blood and guts. No, there wasn't a lot of that in there. It was more left to your imagination. A lot of creepy things. Now that brings me to my next comment about this movie, and my point of view and interest is this. Look at that. Oh man, that is just a great view. And that's right on your screen looking at you, Billy. And the way he talks, I was joking, the way he talks is almost like a psycho Adam Sandler. I'm Billy. I'm gonna get you. But it's funny, but it's, again, this is old, right? But the voice is so creepy, and there he is. Look at that iconic view. That is great. 1974, friends. Look at this. Jeez, the eyeball shots, right? Where they're positioning the light just perfectly. You can't CGI that after. You can't touch that up after. You get that right the first time. Lighting is key. Look at this. Look at that. I don't want to draw that. The silhouette is beautiful with the eye sticking out. They do a lot of that in here, and they put a play on it in the next movie as well with the eyeballs in dolls and such. But here the play is just on the human eye and the killer. Man, that is just so cool. Okay, so another funny part of this movie is when they have to trace the call. So imagine this is 1974, right? There was a scene where there was a guy in the trailer there, and he was running down these that looked like a hallway of big cabinets. He's at the phone company. He's trying to trace a call. So there's actually like running involved in tracing a call back then. What I found hilarious. That's great. But eventually they got to trace the call, and it's that iconic line, the call is coming from the house. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. That's where this was done first, and it was just brilliant. I love that stuff. That is just, and that is legendary when I grew up. The call was coming from inside the house. They did that with one of Stranger Calls as well, right? But yeah, so they find out that the calls were coming from inside the house. They cover up other ways, faulty crossing lines in that storyline earlier on too. Like, well, how come they didn't check the phone, the other phone? You'll see why. Bob Clark really covers his butt with his story in here. And by covers butt, I mean writes a really well done horror story here. No holes. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. The ending is also classic. You're all safe. You think everything's taken care of. Christmas can go on. Ah, Silent Night. Beautiful, right? Not so. Not so. The phone rings again as the credits come up. As the credits are going, the phone gets louder. We focus in on the window where the girl is still up there with the bag over her head. She's still bagged. Do you have a picture of the house? We do? I can't. Can you click on? Oh, I see it. Yeah, right there. Look at the house. So there's the house. I don't know if any of my other viewers recognize that, or my parents recognize that. I'm sure my parents will remember the Tower of Trinity College. So this is the house, the fraternity house. Look at that. That's awesome. I love that as well. That makes me just want to start writing a story. It is so creepy yet comfortable at the same time, depending on the way. Again, that could be like, it almost looks like it's the next Christmas Story house, right? They just moved up into a bigger house and years went by. That is really, really cool. Oh man, there's so much about this movie I like. And the ending's fantastic. That house is fantastic. So this is Black Christmas, 1974. What a great movie. What a great movie. So influential, so well shot, so inspiring. I'm on such a horror movie kick now. So there's my deep dive on Black Christmas. Maybe I'm going to do a Christmas Story next. So next we'll do a Christmas Story, and that'll be fantastic. I love that. So next week we're going to do a Christmas Story. So I'm just gonna let you into my world a little bit here. So what I've been doing lately is I had the PlayStation 2 all hooked up in my office up here. My office is like my lounge. I love it. This is the coloring studio office. This is our colorist office, my wife, and my office is next door. So what I've been doing lately is just jamming on the PlayStation 2 late at night. So I've been playing Dave Mirra 2 Freestyle BMX. Great game. Wow. Now this is a personal favorite. Oh my gosh. Talk about arcade fun. Dragon's Lair. So I have that for the PlayStation 2. Isn't that cool? I think I can put it in the computer as well. Yeah. Dragon's Lair. A fantasy adventure game where you... This is an all-time favorite for me, so I've been jamming on that. Here's another great one. X-Men Legends for the PlayStation 2. Again, I'm retro gaming it, right, friends? Our big TV downstairs doesn't work anymore. And no, I'm not doing a GoFundMe so you can buy me a new TV. I would not do that. If I'm buying comic books and shirt, that's great, but no GoFundMe for a TV. I'll get one at Christmas maybe or something. But anyway, big TV's broken, so I'm retroing it. I'm not sorry, I'm loving it. I love retro games. Hopefully you do too. What's your favorite retro game? I do have some Atari ones going, but this is what I'm doing right now is the PlayStation 2. If you have any PlayStation 2, we're not really live. Like Machete Comics. Yes, do like it, but we're not live. I love that. That was great. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry, I can't see. Excuse me.
Well, you have them on your head.
I do have them on my head. I'm also always looking for inexpensive DVDs. I still like my DVDs. I got a DVD TV player in my office. Yeah, I got almost everything I need. I need a microwave in there. That toilet. $4. Take my money. Friday the 13th Part 3, and it's got a 3D version. No, the glasses were not included. I bet I could find some, or they got. I just got to be 3D glasses you can get off of Google or Amazon or something, right? So I could watch the 3D version, which is decent. I like that. And plus $4, take my money. Here's a good one. So 4 DVDs in one. Now I already have the first Freddy's, but this has 4 of them, and I know they're not all good, but they're all in one spot, and the package is really nice. The way it's like they're in there. I like that. That's good. That's really cool. Convenience, right? So I've been buying the DVDs lately, my wife and I. Excuse me. And getting back to our store, Machete Comics store, we always got more. Okay, so first of all, there's only 7 of these left. Okay, 7 issues of Skeletron #3. Okay, we've got lots. We've got quite a few. Skeletron issue #1, second print. And behold, look what you get if you order one before Christmas. Free sticker. Everybody loves free stickers. So that's our Kiss Army, our Machete Army sticker, obviously, right there. There's other ones you might get too. We have lots of these. Issue 2 is sold out, friends. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Thank you. Thank you so much for buying issue 2. It's gone. So we'll do a second printing of that. And issue 4 is the brand new one. It's still available. Let's pop that up on the screen. There it is. Yay! $8 for issue 4 of Skeletron. Issue 5 is being worked on right now. It will be available in the new year, as well as a whole lot of other new t-shirts and stuff. But speaking of t-shirts, let's show you some of our new gear. So just in time for Christmas, we have Ralphie Pink Nightmare short sleeve unisex. There's the t-shirt right there, but you can get it in quarter-length sleeves or whatever you want your shirt to be. This is all from an online store. We don't have them in stock here. We're like in the house, which is good and bad because everybody asks if they can buy one. We can't. But then, here's the new one. Now, this one's brilliant. Do we have a picture of just that logo? This is the new Skeletron t-shirt. Do we have a picture of just the logo?
Oh,
the picture, because that's going to be hard to see, especially if somebody's on a phone. Anyway, go to our store, machetecomics.ca. You got to see that logo. It's like Miami Vice themed. The producer of the show also is the colors for the comic book, colored that up for us. And there's a new, it's the It Floats sheet. It Floats shirt. Try saying that. It Floats shirt. There, I did it. I won't say it 3 times because I'll probably say the SH word.
Here's the artwork.
There's the artwork for that one. It floats. It's the It Floats shirt. So that one's a cool one. I did the inks up there. The colorist and placements in Machete Comics here did the everything else, the coloring, placements, all that. Oh, it's brilliant. I really like that one. So that's on our website, Sci-Fi Girl. Okay, these are framed posters. So these posters come to you already framed. Okay, so that's why if you're thinking, whoa, $79 for a poster, but it's huge. It's huge and it's framed. So you just put it right on your wall. So if you're one of those people that's like, okay, well, I could buy a print, but then I have to go out and buy a frame, and then I have to put it in the frame, and then I got to buy the stuff, and you don't. You just get this and you put it on your wall. So if you want something done quick, properly, that's your go-to. That's a cool one too. The Underwater Girl. Yeah, she's pretty rad. So especially, that's a good one too if you're into nature themes. We do have a few of that stuff, even though we are a super evil art company, as we joke around with it, because we do like the dark stuff here, especially lately, as I mentioned, the horror movies. Holy smokes, we're loving those. So next week, we are going to keep Bob Clark's theme going here, and we are going to do Christmas Story. Tonight was our quick deep dive into Black Christmas. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could indulge on that, but you got to see the movie. It's free on YouTube. I think it's on Tubi as well, possibly. But you can get the first 2, the one in 1974, the one in 2006. on YouTube for free, and the quality's amazing. The house there is just so awesome. I really like that. That's really rad. Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching the show and supporting us. Mom, Dad, how's it going? Thanks for dinner last night. My dad's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, my dad. Yay, happy birthday, yay, happy birthday, Dad. Yay, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday. We went to Red Lobster last night and I had lobster tacos. It was good. And you get the free Red Lobster, right? Red Lobster's not just a Canadian thing, is it?
No, it's American.
It's an American chain. Okay, right. It's right by my parents' condo, so that's perfect. So they didn't have to go far, which is very rad. I got my dad a bunch of Blue Jays stuff. He likes the baseball team, the Blue Jays. Right. There we go. Okay. Peace, love, my friends. So what's my message for you today? Oh, man, what's been going on lately? Well, Christmas is coming up, so give if you can. If you can't afford it, give. If you can't afford, don't. You got to look after your family, you know what I mean? But if you can afford to give, friends, make sure you do. Make sure you do. I've been trying to get something going with my comic book so that you pay $10 for it, or you pay $8 for it with a canned good. I'm trying to get that going in town here. We'll see what I can do tomorrow. That would be really cool. I know you can't send me a canned good in the mail, and I don't expect you to. I'm not going to ask for extra money. That's not cool. We could put the price up, and then I'd have to take it and donate it. It's a whole deal. So it's just easier for me to do it in person here. Donate a canned good and buy it. So maybe I'll be able to do that at Nexus. I can't sell them at SBT at the moment because of insurance reasons or something. So we will be selling them exclusively at Nexus. We got a cool little display and everything. It's pretty neat. Now, so on the topic of Nexus, our Chris Machete School for Gifted Youngsters is sold out at Nexus. Thank you so much, my friends. The future has not yet been created, but it is going to be. So my course is for 8 to 14-year-old kids, I guess, and very unique kids who love to create stories and draw. So the first one, Set That, is at Nexus Comics, beautiful downtown Kingston. We are releasing tomorrow, Tuesday. We are releasing the second one, Team 2. That'll be at SBT Comics, which is on the far other side. It's like seriously like 20 minutes away from this one store. So there is it's totally different crowd from each store. So in this one, SBT is more on my side. Nexus is actually on the other side of town from me. It takes me about 20 minutes to get Nexus, I think, if it's a busy traffic day. SBT, about 5. So it's just up the road. So our next one that we're releasing tomorrow, 6 students, only taking 6 on this team. More details on our website. Yeah, so take care of yourself and each other, my friends. Thanks to Lonnie for doing her deals here. Good job. Thanks, my brother Brent, for being in touch with us, keeping us in the loop. We are independent. We are Machete Comics, and we always go for the jugular, my friends. Peace and love. Take care of each other. Out is 2000.